Have you heard of vaccine shedding? This is going around all over the internet about a theory that says that those who receive a live vaccination are the ones spreading the actual viruses and causing outbreaks. So let's talk about it. As with a lot of misinformation or pseudoscience, it takes something that has a grain of truth to it, misinterprets it, and spreads it out as fact. So vaccine shedding is a real thing. Live vaccinations are sometimes used for certain viruses because that's the best way to induce immunity to that specific virus. The ones that we have in the United States is the oral rotavirus vaccination given to babies, the MMR vaccination, and the chickenpox or varicella vaccination. Those are all three live. One is oral and the other two are subcutaneous or injectable. The live virus was the best way to induce immunity with the least amount of effect, so it continues to be used for those. What we mean by live attenuated, meaning is that it's weakened. It can only be replicating in that little bottle that it's in. Once it hits your skin, your blood tissue, your GI tract, it's killed, but it's able to induce an immune response despite the fact that it is not able to replicate in your body. So in those specific viruses, it was the best way to get immunity, but it cannot make you sick. However, there is some truth to the fact that people who receive live vaccinations can shed a little bit of the virus in their nasal secretions and in their stool. So how do we know this doesn't actually cause a problem? Because science has looked into it. The first one is they've tested the virus that comes out of the stool and the nasal secretions. And although for a few decades they did believe it could make people sick, we've been able to pretty much firmly say that it really doesn't make people sick. It's still very weakened, even more so than the virus that was part of the vaccination. So it's weakened twice. So it's extremely unlikely to almost never make anyone sick. So much so that we used to say not to give these vaccinations in households with people who are immune compromised. And because of the science, we have shown that they can be given inside those people. They just need to be careful. So if you have someone in your home that's immune compromised, your child can have the vaccination, but you wouldn't want that person wiping their nose or changing their diaper just to be safe. Children who are immune compromised, you should talk to your doctor because that's a different scenario. So what is the other way that we know that vaccine shedding from these vaccinations is not causing outbreaks? And that is because we have decades of demographic data and epidemiologic data to show that in areas of high vaccine rates, immune compromised people are safer. So in general, it slows down the risk of the illness in the community, and we see that those diseases go way down. They only go up in areas of unvaccinated. So this is not a real thing. It's not the vaccinated people making unvaccinated people sick. It's herd immunity going down, and when herd immunity goes down, viruses can spread a lot more easily. I'll link my resources in the comments. If you have any questions, let me know.